Well, folks, it looks like our prayers have finally been answered. Donald John Trump has been chosen by the American people to be the 47th President of the United States. He has won both in the Electoral College and in the popular vote. The Biden-Harris administration is coming to an end this January. The big guy upstairs is going to fix it, and he's going to do it through Donald Trump. So let's address the elephant in the room here. How long is it going to take to make America great again? We're in pretty deep water here. Fixing up this country ain't going to be easy. So, can Trump do it in 4 years? Well, he's sure gonna try, I'll tell you that. I'm Luke Arnott, and this is The Low Grade Show. Today's episode of The Low Grade Show is sponsored by water. Use promo code LOWGRADE next time you buy water to get 15% off. Now, you've probably already noticed this, but the liberals are freaking out right now. They think Trump is going to order for their executions one by one. They are chihuahuas on steroids right now. I have people in my neighborhood who say that they're canceling all of their plans today just so they can stay home and cry. Sadly, I don't think we have any footage yet of liberals truly snapping, but all we have are written reports. We do have some footage of liberals expressing their disappointment, like this guy in Chicago. Here he is.
Disappointed, sad, angry for human rights, LGBTQIA+.
Oh, he almost said the full name.
Rights,
he means business.
Rights, education rights, environmental rights. It's
What?
Just very disappointing because I was looking at
rights?
the demographic, and a lot of Latinos and a lot of women and a lot of minorities really fall for the lies from either TikTok, the news, anything.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop it there. If there was anything that I was hoping was going to come out of this election, it was for liberals to realize that fighting for your life on TikTok is not going to be very effective. Okay, nobody's going to take you seriously if you're on TikTok. This is what people said on TikTok after Trump almost got shot.
Somebody finally had the to bring a pew-pew. And he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed!
Reindeers are better than people. Alright, wait, hold up. This just in, we actually do have some footage of some lefties losing it now. We don't just have written reports anymore. Now we have some footage. Let's take a listen.
I'm sorry! No!
She's just grabbing her steering wheel and screaming. We all feel your pain, Lexi Vlogs. I shouldn't be as happy as I am, but I've just had so little reason to celebrate for the past 4 years. I feel like I deserve some fun. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna turn this into a dubstep song. And 2, 3, 4!
I'm sorry! No! Why? No!
Oh no, now it's stuck in my head. So, liberals are frantically trying to figure out what Trump will be doing next. There is this European YouTuber who calls himself Fern. On the 1st of November, he released this video, What Happens If Trump Wins? So let's do a bit of fact-checking for him, because he needs it.
Many Republicans have criticized the Department of Education in Washington for introducing more progressive or woke content into school curricula.
True.
That's why they want to abolish the Department of Education and give control of education
Several Republican politicians want to do that.
Trump has announced similar plans. He wants to target topics such as transgender ideology and critical race theory. Schools would lose funding if they include these or other inappropriate topics. What counts as inappropriate content is left fairly undefined.
What counts as inappropriate content is left fairly undefined.
Full frontal nudity, mindless profanity, sexual content on every page. That is what is being showcased in schools all across the country. We have made it very clear what we classify as inappropriate content, and we have lots of video evidence for it too. And when we try to tell you this, you censor us because, quote, it's too inappropriate. Then why are the kids reading it? Okay, I'm calm. Let's get back to it.
He also wants only teachers with patriotic values to be hired. He has not clarified what he means by patriotic values or how
Do I have to explain everything to these people?
Patriotism, the quality of being patriotic, devotion to and vigorous support for one's country.
Is that so much to ask?
Trump wants to cancel the climate protection policies implemented by the previous administration.
You mean the
Instead
administration
of
that
investing
failed
in
miserably?
green energy, he wants to go all in on fossil fuels.
Okay, I could talk on and on about climate change, but the fact is, we've been investing and mandating green energy for quite some time now, and it's not working. The Earth is not getting any colder. It is still getting warmer. There are scientists who are saying that right now the only hope is to refreeze the Arctic Sea with machines that produce ice. So are you saying that all of this time it hasn't been working? All of this time, all these electric vehicles, are you saying they've been doing nothing? We've just been wasting our time and our money? Also, interesting fact, do you know what ice-making machines produce besides ice? They produce heat. They produce a lot of heat.
Trump has said several times that he could end the war in Ukraine in one day. He has not specified how he intends to.
Yes, he has.
I would tell Zelensky, no more. You got to make a deal. I would tell Putin, if you don't make a deal, we're going to give him a lot. We're going to give him more than they ever got if we have to. I will have the deal done in one day. One day.
And do you know when he said that? 1 frickin' year ago. You know what? No, I'm done fact-checking this guy. I think I have successfully deprived him of any credit he had before, so don't waste your time checking out his video. It's just garbage. So anyway, Trump has made a lot of promises this campaign, and nobody, Democrat or Republican, thinks that he's going to deliver on all of them. So let's go through them and see which promises he has the power to keep. Number 1, Trump will remove taxes on tips, working overtime, and on Social Security for seniors. Is he allowed to do that? No, not on his own. All laws regarding taxes have to start in Congress first and be approved by Congress, which could take several months. The most Trump will be able to do is wait for the bill to be on his desk so he could say yay or nay. 2, he will keep biological men out of women's sports. Is he allowed to do that? Maybe. He can sign executive orders regarding Title IX regulations on schools that receive federal funding, which could lead to quote-unquote trans women being barred from participating in women's sports. However, Congress can challenge this as they see fit. They probably won't, though, since, according to a 2023 study by Gallup, 93% of Republicans and 48% of Democrats say that transgender athletes should only play on teams that match their birth gender. And as of now, Republicans control the majority of Congress. It should also be noted that those percentages have both gone up since 2021. For both Democrats and Republicans, it went up by 7% in 2023. So Trump is very likely to succeed in getting rid of trans stuff in sports. So that's something to look forward to. Number 3, he will deport the pro-Hamas radicals from college campuses. Okay, it doesn't actually say where the radicals are from. The full quote is, quote, deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again, end quote. So I think it's safe to say that he means the protesters on the college campuses. Is he allowed to do that? No, he is not allowed to do that. Technically, these students are expressing inhuman hatred for Jews. They are definitely breaking the university's codes of conduct, which the universities are refusing to enforce, and several of the students are assaulting pro-Israeli students. Trump can definitely punish them, but he can't kick them out of the country unless they step up their game even more. Like if they start demolishing freeways, we could talk about deportation. Number 4, he will keep the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. I honestly didn't know about this one. It seems a little surprising, especially since on his official store he has an Elon Musk shirt promoting Dogecoin cryptocurrency. I think the shirt is a joke, but with Elon Musk, you never can tell. Guy shoots cars into space for a living. All he really has to do here is just make people trust in the dollar more and improve the economy, which is definitely something he will be able to do. How do I know? Because he already did it from 2016 to 2020. The economy was really strong then. All we have to do is do it again. Number 5, he'll make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. All he's got to do here is drill, baby, drill. More fossil fuels, more oil. We've already established that it's not going to make any difference to the climate. The Arctic Ocean is still going to melt, so we can drill as much as we want. Number 6, he'll get rid of Biden's policies on gender-affirming care and cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. Can he do that? That could be a tough one. Again, that'll have to go through Congress, and always does. And again, it looks like Republicans are going to control the majority of Congress for a while, but there is no way a Democrat congressperson is going to agree with a Republican on this one. If the Republicans think having a debate in Congress is going to solve anything, they are wrong. They are lying to themselves. It's all going to come down to what their opinions were in the first place. And don't forget, we've got the filibuster system. It's not enough to have a majority. We need 60% of the people in the Senate to agree on this one. I don't think that's going to happen for a while. The Equality Act of 2021, which would have made it so a person could use any bathroom, locker room, or dressing room that they wanted, yes, that is actually what the bill would have done. I'm not making this up. Luckily, it did not make it through the Senate, but it did make it through the House of Representatives, with 52% of people approving it. That doesn't mean a lot, though. It's not that common for a bill to die in the House of Reps, since it doesn't have the filibuster system. That year, 52% of the House were Democrats, and now it's around 48%, so it's doubtful that future bills like the Equality Act will even make it through the House, so things are definitely not going to get worse than they are now. It could take a while for things to get better, though, and I think it will be very hard to legalize promoting gender care for all ages, like as well as for people 18 and older, so right now it's too soon to tell how things will turn out. 7. He will make it so any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minors will no longer meet federal health and safety standards. This one could take a long time. Not only does this have to go through Congress, it also needs to go through the CMS, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. According to my research, quote, this involves drafting regulations, publishing them for public comment, and making adjustments based on feedback. That doesn't sound promising, but I do think it has a bit more potential than the previous promise, because this one is focusing on minors and not people of all ages, so I feel like this will be easier to pass. 8. He will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination and the elimination of federal funding. He'll also promote positive education about the roles of mothers and fathers in the family and celebrating the differences between men and women rather than condemning them. Okay, it's got to go through Congress. But if he words it in that way, it's going to be a cakewalk for him. Nobody is going to say no to that and think afterwards, that was a wise decision. 9. He will make it so school principals are elected by the parents. How is this the first time I'm hearing about this? This is an awesome idea. The president doesn't have really any authority in this area. It would definitely be an issue decided by the states or school districts, but I think a lot of parents would be open to this idea. To be honest, I'm not really sure how something like this would even work. Like, will there be campaign ads? Will the candidates try pointing fingers at each other like other politicians do? I'm really hopeful for this one. The president doesn't really have any control over this kind of thing, but I do think that this idea needs to be shared with more and more people because I've never seen anyone talk about this one. 10. He will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only two genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are determined at birth. That is not going to happen. That is never, ever going to make it through the Senate, and it would cause way too much controversy. That is an empty promise. That is not going to happen. 11. He will urge Congress to create a restitution fund for Americans who have been unjustly discriminated against by woke policies. This probably will make it through Congress. The left has no real excuse for this kind of behavior, even though it is happening. I was actually kicked off of a coding website I used to use. It's called Scratch. On that site, I made a statement that said, look at the sentence. It is literally impossible to be a woman. I don't think that's true. And Scratch was like, how dare you? It is literally impossible to be a woman. So they took that statement down, and they said that their justification was I had tried to share a link to a hazardous site. So this kind of thing does happen, and I really think Trump will be able to stop this kind of thing. It will take a while, but I definitely think it is within his power to be able to stop that kind of thing. Lastly, number 12, he's going to restore world peace, or at least peace to Ukraine and Israel. This is, without a question, going to happen. This is a certainty. Biden is a terrible negotiator. As soon as he took office, Putin was like, okay, sweet, I can do whatever I want. There's been 2 wars since Biden took office. There are still 2 wars. Trump, on the other hand, is very, very good at intimidating world leaders. Here's what Vladimir Putin said on NBC earlier when he learned that Trump won.
As I said before, we're going to work with any head of state that is going to garner the trust of the American people, and this is what's going to happen in practice. And if he does what he has been promising, before the inauguration, if he makes a phone call, if he says, Vladimir, let's meet, I don't think it would be beneath me to call him myself.
Okay, I know you couldn't see him, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I have never seen Vladimir Putin looking so awkward. He looks so uncomfortable. He's trying so hard to not make eye contact with anybody. Like, this is the effect Trump has on world leaders like Vladimir Putin. Putin is clearly scared of Trump. That's how Trump maintained order. Nobody is scared of Joe Biden. That is why Biden is so bad at foreign policy. Nobody takes him seriously. Trump, world peace, easy. So, America has been torn apart. I do not think it will ever be the same again. I think there will always be contention between the Democrats and the Republicans, especially on issues such as abortion. I don't think Donald Trump is going to fix America entirely, but he's going to be in the White House in just a couple months. And I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. We will definitely see signs of America being restored to its former greatness within the next few months. Also, I have a message for all of you Trump haters who think Trump is going to order for your execution. He's going to make you a slave. He is literally Hitler. I have a message for you. If he's Hitler, then how did you survive under his rule? He was the most powerful person in the world for 4 years of your life, and he never sent you to the guillotine. Why not? Maybe he doesn't hate you. Or maybe he doesn't have that much power after all. Either way, I think you're going to be okay. Now, if you'll excuse me, my family and I are off to McDonald's to celebrate. The Logray Show is a Logray Studios original podcast produced exclusively for Spotify. If you want to check out more of my stuff, you can do so by going to lograystudios.com. That's LOGRAY studios.com. There, you'll be greeted with links to all of my other social media sites, all with 100% family-friendly content. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to ring the little notification bell next to the episode description, because my upload schedule for this podcast is very erratic. Who knows, the next episode could come out in a few months, maybe a few weeks. So if you ring the notification bell, you'll be immediately notified when I release the next episode. So I think that just about does it. My name is Luke Garnett. Stay informed, and always check your sources.